This month, we are featuring amazing flavors from different Caribbean islands. Today, we're shining the spotlight on Trinidad, and here to share her family's recipes is food expert Camille Moore. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this dish is something that your mom used to make, is that true?
Absolutely. This is a staple in any Caribbean household, especially a Trinidadian household. It's called bake and saltfish.
Okay.
And this is one of those things that my mom used to make every Sunday before we went to church. But it was also something that she would make any busy weeknight because it's just a really quick meal and it uses only pantry staple ingredients.
Right. Okay, so well, let's start with the bake part.
The bake, yes. So the bake is the dough. It's a simple flatbread that you make in the pan. So we have all-purpose flour. We're going to add baking powder that's going to make it rise, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and then you go in with a little bit of butter.
Is it salted or unsalted butter?
Very good question. I mean, the saltier, if you use salted butter, it's going to have more salt. You would eliminate the salt, but I like to use unsalted because then you can control it. So it's really like rustic. You get in there with your hands.
Sure.
Would you do me a favor and pour in some of that water, not all of it?
All right.
So that's the trick with making any dough. You always add some water first and then see how it's going.
A little more?
Oh, yeah. Almost all. Okay, let's see how it goes there. So essentially, you mix this dough, you make a big mess with your hands like I am,
and then
you roll it out, and then you let it rest, and I'm gonna let you actually roll it out for me.
Okay, so this one here?
Yes.
Do I need some flour here?
Put a little bit of flour on your work surface. Okay. Clean off my hands. Yeah.
A little bit on top here, too.
Oh, look, have you done this before?
I watch a lot of TV. And then I just roll it out?
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually how I got my start in the kitchen. My mother would be making this, and I would get a little piece of the dough and be playing with it. And this was my little intro into the kitchen. So if this is something you're making at home, totally get the kids involved.
And you know what's nice about this is if you can teach your family recipes to your children and make them feel comfortable in the kitchen,
Absolutely.
They're never going to view it as that other place that they're not supposed to be in.
Absolutely. I think kids have to be involved. That's perfect.
Okay.
That is really perfect. So we've got our pan already heated, a little oil in there.
Okay, and just
cast iron is great. Yep. Look at you, and you dropped it away from
me.
Honestly, you're ready for these cooking shows.
So while this is going on, let's go to the saltfish part.
Yes.
What is saltfish?
Saltfish is salted cod.
Okay.
So it's common in a lot of countries, a lot of Mediterranean countries. It's a big piece of salted cod. We have some over here. And it's just something that it's dried and salted, but you have to take some of the salt out because it's a lot.
It's really salty.
It's very salty.
Do these come in different formats? Do they have different ways of getting salted cod?
Yes, absolutely. Great question. So it comes in the whole fillets down to really small chunks and something in between.
Okay.
I prefer to get the whole fillets. It's just a better quality. It's a little more a full, fishy piece.
Mm-hmm. And how do you remove the salt?
Very good question. So a lot of people like to soak it. I don't really like soaking it. What I like to do is just get it to fit inside a pot of water, cold water, bring it to boil, simmer. For 10 minutes, and then you do it one more time with clean water. And so 2 simmerings will take out all the extra salt and make it perfect. Yeah.
Great.
But the thing with when you're frying the saltfish, because we've just taken the salt out and then broken it up into small pieces, you want to add a good amount of onion to the pan because the onions, we already had them sautéed here, they add a lot of sweetness.
Right.
Oh, they're so
caramelize them first.
Yes.
And then throw this in and let them all.
And you want to have some that are caramelized, some that are a little more raw. You kind of mix it up. So you let the onions and the saltfish mix together, and then we're gonna add tomatoes. And the great thing is you can use those winter tomatoes that aren't so amazing because they're gonna soften. And
sweeten too.
And sweeten again. You're just really good at this. I love it. And then the last thing you do is add some green onion.
Because you need the color and you need the brightness.
Exactly. Look at that. And these are just everyday pantry ingredients for a Caribbean house.
And a simple number of ingredients. This is not a lot of stuff.
This for me is home.
All right, so when this is done, you plate it like this?
You plate it like this.
And how does one eat this?
Well, you would put this, a little bit of saltfish on your plate, and everybody just kind of rips off a piece of the saltfish, of the bake, sorry.
Okay, so rip this off and then put some on top?
Exactly.
Okay, let's see.
So we have that little bit of Indian style of eating, like with the roti kind of. This is our homemade version of that. Yeah?
That's really great.
Okay, that's home. That's home on a plate for me.
Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
Wow. All right, for this recipe and more, go to our website, yourmorning.ca.